the Connor Coffin story with some great insights from his mentor, former world number 2, Brad Gerlach. Connor is out there in the lineup. He's got a big test here, one of the most hyped competitors in this draw for good reason. An amazing free surfing performance here in recent days and in recent trips.
And I just want to know, how do you keep your composure? I mean, Jadson was definitely answering back to everything that you had to throw at him. So how do you raise that challenge and really just answer back to everything that he had for you?
I know the wave's pumping, and I have the priority to let Jadson go on a good wave. I looked away, I just saw it's going to be good, but not like the best one. And when I see the waves like pumping way to inside, and I know he got a good wave. I just tried to like get the next wave and try to make big turns to get a good score. And he got a 9, I got an 8, and just go back and forth, me and him, and I got a 9 point something the last wave. And
that was a really exciting heat and an amazing fight back from Jaddy. You know, he stayed right there with him. Here we go, Connor on a nice, perfect, dreamy wave here at J-Bay. Look at the pace on this thing. Didn't really have to try to outrun it. Right there, he could kind of find his zone, his happy place, and carve this face to pieces. A little soft, though. That's the only thing I could try and pick apart on this wave. He's looking for a little more wall, something steeper, so that he can throw down a more committed, risky turn. So a lot of sweeping cutbacks. That's going to keep the score mediocre.
A 7-point ride for Connor Coffin. Definitely looked like he found a better pace than what he had in the first round. Looked up maybe a little too excited, but he has linked together a number of different turns here, Ross, and been well rewarded for it.
Yeah, I think so, and a 7 seems fair, you know, because he almost looked a little overly cruisy on this wave. I think just kind of settling in and trying to find that inside rail and not over surf it, but you have to be careful.
Whereas Connor Coffin has a much more drawn out style. You see him kind of lay into rail, kind of find a big open turn in his surfing. So there's definitely two completely different styles to two surfers who kind of look the same on the beach. So that's a very interesting thing when you look at two guys walking along the beach there. They surf so different. You know, in this heat, I would give it to Connor Coffin just because of the way that his style lends to the wave. He's got a big open carve, which, you know, is basically a down the line beautiful move here at J-Bay.
Some movement in the lineup here. Melling's going to use his priority to try and chase down a 6.24. Vertical approach there, puts his board on rail for a moment. This wave, well, it might run off and really stand up on the inside for this surfer from Lennox Head, Australia. And he throws a nice layback jam. And there's some of that above the lip action we were talking about from Melling. 16.5 minutes to go. Connor Coffin has an opportunity to lock in another solid score. Cuts that turn short, that keeps the momentum down the line. All style as he opens his arms and glides through a couple of clean carves. Projecting down the line here. Conditions flawless at Jeffreys Bay on day 2 of the event window.
Past where everybody else has been having to, you know, do their last turn. So he actually got a bonus turn in on the inside, which was, you know, to his favor as he just came down the line. I mean, the wave was just so beautiful. Beautiful surfing down the line, off the bottom, into the bowl, and just hacking away. Look at all that spray, just having a flow. I mean, beautiful, big, open face carves. It's just so fun and great to watch this surfing out here. You know, Connor really enjoying what he's got. Oh, just beautiful down carves into the bowl and kicks out just in time as he saw his opponent right down the line. So great tactics right there from him to get back out, hold priority. But Adam Melling surfed that wave that he got so well. I was really impressed with the way he surfed. A little more bite in the dog on that one. I liked Adam's you know, performance. I liked the way that he was attacking, you know, the bowl. Really kind of fast, quick, coiled up surfing, which we like to see out of, you know, Adam. And we knew he's got it. So spray going everywhere, and just really strong performance right there from Adam. So
dirty up his surfing a little bit. We saw that from Connor at Bells. You know, he was throwing down some kind of wicked turns and getting extended and away from his board. So, you know, he's going to have to throw that in the mix here if he wants to pull further away from Adam Melling, because that's exactly what he did. He had more variety in his turns. Watch this layback snap right here. big mix-up. So, you know, again, you get extended away from your board. It's power move, and right there you finish with a little bit of a tail release. So that speed and that torque is really what made the difference. 7.67 right here from Connor, and on a wave that, you know, you could say probably had a 9 points available. So because he was a little bit more cruisy, beautiful surfing, great style, great technique, but sweeping carbs. And so because there's not a whole lot of risk, Ronnie, involved with those turns, you know, the judges held it tight a little bit.
Well, here goes Melling, searching for the lead now. He needs a 6.74 to get there. Again, goes to the lip to get started. But at this stage, he has to make up for some pretty sleepy manoeuvres at the start of this ride if he wants to chase down the lead. 10.5 minutes remaining, a solid finish, but might not be enough to get him into the #1 position.
Culprit is for him breaking into that top 20 discussion, but I think for Connor, this will be interesting to see if he switches it up here and get more aggressive.
Connor Coffin with a pair of 7s, trying to get rid of one to push further ahead of Adam Melling, just flowing at the moment. And when the wave eases up on its roll down the point, he digs in, but digs in a little bit too hard on that last turn and goes down. Throughout the season, Connor Coffin down at Bells Beach through some big, committed full rail carves into tail releases. But this is Melling on the replay here, Ross, and it wasn't enough to get him into the lead.
Yeah, this wave, too fragmented. You know, it didn't have that nice flow right there. He even kind of caught a rail. That wave went through a big rib, kind of a fat spot. So it almost felt like two waves in one. I love that finish. Nice little layback snap there. Again, very torquey. A lot of oomph behind that little snap there from Adam, but judges want to see a nice, solid, consistent routine on one wave.
Second place to Geordie Smith back in 2010, and Melling chasing just a 6.74 to get into the lead and taking off on an insider here. Just getting caught behind on this section. He tucks into the barrel for a moment though, but isn't going to get the exit. 6 minutes remaining.
Briskly clean with a stiff offshore wind, but right now it looks more like Southern California. And speaking of Southern California, this man right here, in control of this heat right from the start, Connor Coffin. One of the, you know, high expectations for this event, because we all know and seen those video clips time and time again of Connor Coffin here at J-Bay. You know, this guy can lay down some rail turns that are second to none out here. But he's just been kind of cruising through this heat. He's got some solid scores here, Ronnie. A 7, backed it up really quickly with a 7.67, but I think more importantly, he's played the game really nicely in this heat.
Just really taking his time between those moves too. Adam Melling, we had the feeling he would go to the lip a little more than Connor. He did that on this ride to get the highest number of this heat so far, 7.93. Puts him in a pretty decent position to have a run at the lead. But Connor, he can make life more difficult by dropping a 7-point ride here, and he goes all out on that first turn. He did get caught up a little bit for a moment, but he has recovered. And if he can get around this section, he'll get some more opportunity down the line. This wave is going to run off without him though. He pulls through the back, and that wave won't go into his top 2, and that's exactly what Melling needed with just under 2 minutes remaining. And Melling's pulling the trigger right now, getting a lot of speed for this first section. Drives up through that lip, smooth bottom turn, a great combination there off the bottom. Up onto the roof once again, needs to get going now as this wave starts to reel through the inside. Arrived early at the lip there, but recovered well. And let's see what he can do on this end section. Another floating re-entry, a tricky turn. He didn't quite stick it. So with just over a minute to go, he didn't make it completely clear to the judges.
And committed, so you know, that's really going to do him favors to get. He only needs a 6.74. Nice opening snap here, but again, just behind the lip, so he had to kind of torque it out. That was a clean snap there, more in an open face. But each maneuver you can see just behind. So he's hitting the lip and trying to get out in front again. Again, these maneuvers are committed, which is great for Adam. But because he was kind of stuck behind this section just a little bit, it was repetitive. But, you know, again, 6.74, it seems like he got it.
It's going to be close. I'm thinking back to Connor's 7-point ride for me, Connor was much more in control. It was a smoother wave with a lot better flow. Connor's 7-point ride, so Melling's got to fall somewhere within that range. But we'll see. Like you said, the judges like it when you're attacking the lip here at Jeffreys Bay. They're having a good think about it, but they're having a look now at some of those earlier rides. We knew they were going to do that.
It really funny heat. This is really going to put the judges to the test. This is the 7-point ride, so the scale is set right here. And you can see with Connor's board, it's a little thicker. He even caught a couple of edges, so I think on purpose he kept that board out in the open face. That way it was a little softer. But you can see nothing too crazy or risky. So well, here's his second ride, a little higher number here, 7.67. Beautiful wave. Look at the size of that thing, well overhead for Connor. Stylish layback snap, so that's pretty cool. It's got the judges' attention, but nothing too crazy.
Oh,
really nice carve.
Strong.
Yeah, that was stronger, wasn't it, Ronnie? And then a connection off the lip. But on a scale of 1 through 10 for risk, that was like a 6. He was just kind of going through the motions. But so a 7.67, that's where the scale's set. So again, even though Adam didn't have much flow on that wave, his turns were pretty risky.
This is so close. It's still with the judges at this point. Scores starting to come through, and it is just enough for Adam Melling. A 6.93 rewarded for that commitment to the lip. And Melling gets the win, and he's moving through to the third round, his second victory over Connor Coffin in a head-to-head matchup. And that's going to sting, because Connor would have been looking at J-Bay as a massive opportunity to put away a huge result and chase down that Rookie of the Year title. He'll be trying to fight his way back at the next stop now over there in Tahiti.